The sun burned over the hills of Israel. A man stood alone by the city gates, Jonah, son of Amittai, the prophet of the Lord. He was no stranger to the voice of heaven, but that day the word that came shook him to the very core. "Jonah," said the Lord, "go to the great city of Nineveh and proclaim judgment against it, for their wickedness rises up before me." Jonah froze. Nineveh, the enemy, the heart of cruelty, the terror of nations. Go there? Speak mercy to them? He clenched his fists. "No, Lord, not them. They deserve your wrath, not your forgiveness." So he ran. He ran from the voice that spoke the stars into being, down the hills, through the gates, to the port of Joppa, where ships rocked gently in the harbor. He bought his passage, boarded a ship bound for Tarshish, as far away from God's call as a man could go. At first, the sea was calm, the breeze was sweet, but heaven had not forgotten. Before long, dark clouds gathered, swelling like mountains. The wind screamed, the sea raged, and the ship groaned as if alive and dying at once. The sailors, strong men hardened by waves, fell to their knees, each crying out to his own God. They hurled cargo into the churning deep, but the storm only roared louder. Below deck, Jonah slept. The captain burst into his quarters, shouting, "What are you doing, sleeper? Get up! Call on your God. Maybe he will have mercy and spare us." They cast lots to find who brought this curse upon them, and the lot fell on Jonah. He stood in the trembling light of their lanterns and said, "I am a Hebrew. I worship the Lord, the God of heaven, who made the sea and the dry land. I am fleeing from him, and for my disobedience this storm has come upon you." The sailors were terrified. "What shall we do to you, that the sea may calm down for us?" they cried. Jonah bowed his head. "Throw me into the sea. Only then will the waves rest." They hesitated, but the storm gave no mercy. With tears and trembling hands, they lifted Jonah over the railing and cast him into the furious waters. Instantly the wind stopped, the sea stilled, the stars broke through the clouds. The sailors stared in awe. They offered sacrifices to the Lord, the God of Jonah. Down, 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 Jonah sank. The cold wrapped around him like chains. Seaweed tangled in his hair. He felt the crushing weight of the deep and thought his life was over. Then, from the shadows, came a sound, a low, rumbling growl, and out of the black water rose a great fish, its mouth wide as a canyon. In a single mighty gulp, it swallowed him whole. Inside the belly of the whale, all was darkness. The smell of salt and death filled the air. Jonah lay there, trembling, alive yet buried. And for the first time, in that living grave, he prayed. "In my distress, I called to the Lord, and he answered me. From the depths of the grave I cried for help, and you listened to my cry. The engulfing waters threatened me, yet you brought my life up from the pit. Salvation belongs to the Lord." For 3 days and 3 nights, Jonah waited and prayed, until at last God spoke to the fish, and the mighty creature vomited Jonah out onto dry land. Jonah fell to his knees on the sand, gasping, covered in seaweed and mercy. Then came the word of the Lord a second time. "Go to Nineveh, Jonah, and proclaim the message I give you." This time, Jonah went.
He entered the great city, its walls high, its streets wide, its people many, and he cried out in a voice that echoed through the stones, 40 days more, and Nineveh shall be destroyed. The people stopped. The word struck their hearts like thunder. From the lowest servant to the mighty king, they repented. They clothed themselves in sackcloth, sat in ashes, and turned from their wicked ways. And God saw, and he had mercy.
Jonah sat outside the city, watching. He waited for fire from heaven. He wanted justice, not compassion. But instead, God made a leafy plant grow beside him to shade him from the burning sun. Jonah was glad for the plant. The next day, God sent a worm. It chewed the plant, and it withered. Then came a hot east wind. Jonah fainted, angry and bitter. He cried, "It would be better for me to die than to live." God said, "Jonah, do you have any right to be angry about the plant? You cared for it, though you did not make it grow. Should I not care about Nineveh, that great city, with more than 120,000 souls who cannot tell their right hand from their left?" Jonah fell silent, and there, beneath the scorching sky, he learned that the mercy of God is wider than the sea that once swallowed him.